Hello, welcome to Art Friends, where we are friends who like art. I'm Beanut, and I'm joined by these two other lads.
Yes, me being one of the
Hello.
lads. I'm Coda,
We are the you lads. I'm
the
Coen.
Yule
The art
lads.
lads.
Oh dear, that is my favorite piece of folklore, by the way, the Yule lads.
They are so good.
Do you know of them, Beanut?
No, I do not.
Today's
Uh,
topic is actually the you lads. We're reviewing every single
Today's
Yule
topic
lad.
is the Yule lads.
Nice.
But the Yule lads are basically, are they Icelandic? I think they're Icelandic. I'm not positive where they're from exactly. But they're a piece of folklore that was used to scare children into being good around Christmas time.
Okay.
And basically, I can go into them more after the episode, but they're absolutely hysterical. Each one of them has their own thing, and they have their own day. So in like the days leading up to Christmas, they all have their own day where they show up.
All right. Sounds epic.
They're all brothers, and you have spoon licker, pot licker, bowl licker, door slammer, sausage swiper, meat hook, doorway sniffer, so on and so forth.
Oh,
Meat Hook.
Meat hook, indeed.
Meat Hook. There's a you lad named Meat Hook.
that is a good name.
Meat Hook is a song from Doom Eternal. It just started playing in my head as soon as you said it. And I really like the thought of just a you lad going into it with that song playing in the background.
Oh. There's also there's one named Window Peeper, which I don't know.
Yeah.
That one did not age well.
It didn't.
Can't wait for the 8th you lad, Child Liquor.
Oof.
Yikes.
But yes, hello everybody. We are joined by Beanut. Beanut, hello.
That's a no-go.
That's a no-go on the introduction?
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a no for me.
All right.
For those reasons
Understandable. Well, would you like to just leave then?
Guess
Yeah,
we'll
I
kick
think
him
so.
off the podcast, really.
Yeah.
There's no other. I don't see any other option.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm out.
I'm gonna
so,
disconnect him from the voice chat
All
now.
right.
Okay, bye.
Oh, you actually did it.
Yeah, of course I did.
Wait, no. Coen, don't commit to a bit that much.
Beanut knows to rejoin.
All right, Beanut's back. Okay. But yes, Beanut, in reality, would you like to go ahead and introduce yourself, just kind of what you're about?
Oh, I like to draw.
You have 1 minute.
1 minute.
Oh,
You can plug all your social medias, anything you want to do to introduce yourself.
Okay, you can find me on Twitch at Beanut_Butter. You can find me on Instagram at Beanut Butter. Or, no, same thing, Beanut_Butter. My Discord is Beanut Butter, had the number sign 2707. And then, I like to draw. Hee
What do you draw, Beanut?
What do you draw? Tell us. Tell us everything.
Please don't hurt my family. Probably characters, I guess.
Okay, yeah, fair. You draw very good characters. You have a very solid style.
Thank you.
You have very good grasp on form.
Thank you.
Coda, can I just call you out on this? You always, like, for compliments, you always go with form.
I do.
And it's like,
Wow, I got the generic
Well,
Coda
it's-
compliment.
and it's
Listen,
like-
it's the hardest thing for me to do.
like it's hard to do, and it's a genuine compliment. But I just want to say that compliment only works for art. If you walk up to someone and you say, you got good form, that's gonna sound weird.
I don't like that one. That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Coda, please say that.
Yo,
when you're
baby,
like,
are you three-dimensional? Because look at that form.
Oh, I got chills.
okay, now say it, except you're like right next to the mic.
Yo, baby. No, I'm not gonna.
That's so crisp.
The
what
audio
happens
quality
when
is so intense.
This is what happens when Opalia's gone.
Oh
Yeah.
dear. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Opalia was a bit busy. She wasn't able to join us today. However, she has helped us in our endeavors of completing this
Yeah.
episode. So,
Our shenanigans.
basically,
Because, Coda, what are we talking about?
oh yeah, we haven't gotten into
point.
that. But what we're doing is there was an episode a while back where we reviewed Pokemon designs. We got all the Pokemon and we were like, yo, this one good and this one not good, here's why. And since Beanut, and Coen as well, but Beanut especially, is a big fan of Overwatch, we figured we'd do the same with Overwatch.
Yeah.
Now, Opalia has selected a number of Overwatch designs. In one moment. Continue, me. She has selected...
Go on, me.
She has selected a number of Overwatch designs and sent them to us to review, and I think it's a pretty fun selection. So
Yeah, I like it.
we can go about this two ways. She sent them on Discord, which means they're inherently ordered top to bottom. So we can go about this going from like top to bottom, or we can get ourselves a random number generator.
Ooh, I
A
like
random number
then.
generator would be
Yeah.
wackier, so we're gonna do that.
All right. Every time
Yeah.
we generate a number,
Like that.
Bina, we have a thing on our show. Every time we generate a number, you have to do a drum roll, and you and Coen.
Oh,
so you and
okay.
Coen got to give me a drum roll. So
Oh, okay. We gotta create one.
yes. So both of you, give me a
Okay.
drum roll. Go.
Bum drum roll. Drums. Tap 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 tap.
Well, I'm just so excited. That got me all hyped up. All right.
I know,
let's get
right?
this number.
Yeah.
Between 1 and how many?
1,
bunch.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We got number 7,
Oh,
which is
that's
well,
Doomfist.
I think.
Doomfist.
Yeah.
Now, you'll have to forgive me because of two things. One, I've never played Overwatch, nor have I watched anyone play it, so I have
What?
no idea how it works, and I have no idea about the lore.
Okay.
Stinky, I know all the lore.
Me too. Okay, we'll just make Coda feel insignificant.
Yeah, you guys need to talk in such a way that only you can only understand each other.
No, but this is actually valuable because we can make Coda talk about it like at first and analyze the design and kind of guess
Oh,
what
that's a
this
good point.
character's about.
Yeah, I can guess what they do, and then you can tell me if I'm right.
And then
Yeah.
afterwards we can either say like, yeah, Coda, that's not very off. You did a good job at reading this design, and designers did a good job. Or we can say like, haha, Coda, you're stinky. This is totally wrong.
Exactly.
And being that you are Overwatch fans, it would be my fault for misreading the design and not a bad design.
Oh, exactly.
No. You're always wrong.
Yeah. All right. So we're starting with Doomfist.
So we're starting with Doomfist, and I
Yeah.
guess we can go about it this way to where I give what I think Doomfist is,
Yeah,
what his
you
deal
go
is.
first.
So, what do I
Yeah.
think Doomfist is? Huh.
Yeah, where do you think because Overwatch is also a very diverse game, so you also get to like guess what country they're from or like what
I don't even know
continent.
that, but
I don't know the specific continent, but I know the vague area or like the specific country, but I do know
Yeah.
the vague
Yeah,
area.
well-
Are they based off real countries?
yeah. They are real countries. It's just some of them aren't specified. So like Doomfist's country is not specified, but I guess it's kind of obvious in the design, but I won't
Yeah.
spoil it.
Yeah, he's from Africa, correct?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
All right.
Yes.
Ding ding ding.
So,
Ding,
first
ding,
off,
ding, ding,
first
ding,
thing I
ding.
notice immediately when I look at his design, like my eye is drawn to these little tiny shapes on his pec and like on his forearm.
Not the fist.
No.
I was immediately drawn to these tiny markings and shit.
Yeah.
Not to the gigantic metal fist.
Yeah, exactly.
But so he has these little, they look like indentions. Is he a robot of sorts? Does he have cyborg stuff?
Shit, I'm gonna explain it. Okay, so he has one functional arm and one prosthetic arm, and the big one is like an encasing around his functional arm, and the little one is the prosthetic arm, and the prosthetic arm does a funny thing in gameplay where it kind of shoots shotgun-like pellets.
From its knuckles.
Oh,
From
okay.
its
So I did
knuckles.
immediately get robot
Just-
vibes from the little lines and stuff, which is
Yeah.
good. That's good.
But
Yeah.
Coda, talk more about it before you ask questions.
Okay, so I immediately look at him as a very tank-like character who admits a lot of damage slowly.
He's not really he's considered a DPS, and he does high damage
He
quickly.
does have more health than.
But he does have a little more health than regular characters. It's just he's like he's one of those characters that you can kind of rush in there and do a bunch of damage and then run out, or else he'll get pooped
hit
on.
and run.
Okay.
Like
But,
the fist is also like a makeshift jetpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he can punch himself forward.
Yeah, he uppercuts, punches himself forwards to ridiculous heights and lengths.
I'm pretty
and it's
sure.
great.
Wait, we could send a. I'm gonna try and find a GIF of what it does.
Yeah, but
Coda,
I
who do you think? What do you think his personality is
hold on.
like?
First off, I wanted to say the reason I thought
How's
he
he act?
was a tank-like character is because look at them big legs. He's so sturdy.
He's
Yeah.
a sturdy
Like
boy.
his
Sturdy
feet
boy.
are way bigger than his head. You know, he's a
Look at the
he's
calves.
a very look at those calves. Dang.
All right, I found a. Hopefully it works. Is it gonna work? I don't think so.
I think it's funny how he was like, yes, I'm going to put armor on my shins and forearm, but who needs a heart?
Yeah. So, Coda, what do you think about, like, what would you from
No
a
one.
character design perspective? What
I mean, it
do you
might be
think about it?
prosthetic.
Like, not just like what
You
you
never know.
see, but like
Just
design
design,
overall.
Huh.
Like, do you like it?
Well, I would say it, from what I've seen from Overwatch, it is one of my lesser favorite designs because,
Okay.
I don't know, I know his whole thing is that he has a big fist, but it does create some imbalance to me. And not only that, but like, I don't like the colors that much. You know, they're all very kind of muddied together. Like the desaturated red and everything, I think that could be brought up in saturation.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Like, they all kind of fit into the same value zone for the most part.
Yeah.
But I feel like in this case, an imbalance, like a asymmetry in the design is actually a good thing, because you can make some really nice asymmetrical designs and still have them really pleasing. Obviously, this isn't a great example because it's kind of like a little off balance, like you said, with the one giant arm and then a little small one. But I think it also creates a nice kind of like a asymmetrical design, which kind of gives it more interest. Like, what does that arm do, kind of thing.
Right, exactly. I mean, it could be always fixed by making the opposite leg a bit bigger.
No, that.
Oh,
Nah.
I guess you could do that.
I mean, I'm not sure about that
I feel like that
exactly.
would look very odd.
It may.
I do love like his running pose where, and I don't remember it exactly, but like he has one arm way out and the fist is like ready to strike basically, and it looks nice and balanced.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try and find something. I'd hopefully.
And like I said, this is a me personally thing, but I think the design does a good job of getting the point across, which is literally Big Fist. His name is Doomfist. Like,
Yeah.
it wants you to look at the fist, and I do look at the fist. But when I look at the edge of a character design, it makes me feel like they're about to topple over. Like when the main
Yeah.
appeal of a character is like maybe
He
on the
is
palm
leaning
of their
backwards a
hand or
lot.
on their shoulder.
I found the thing that Coen was talking
Yeah,
about.
there we go.
Where he's got, it's kind of a weird angle, but like he's got his prosthetic arm out.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. That's interesting.
Also, I love his like headpiece with the
His
circles on the
headpiece is
side.
cool.
Oh yeah, it's cool. Oh, I found some original concept art because this
Ooh.
character has been around since like the start of Overwatch.
Oh,
Like
really?
it was already an idea, but like it hadn't been implemented.
Yeah.
Like the way Overwatch works is like they implement characters like one at a time, right? They aren't all in the game as soon as you load it up. Like they will add new ones, and change some of them. Like this is like from the very beginning, like 2014, before they actually released the game, what they thought Doomfist might look like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of similar to the final design, but also they changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I do like the new one a lot more.
Yeah, that's fair.
I might like the old one more, and I'll tell you why. I think why it feels unbalanced to me is because every exit of the character, and this is just the way I think about character designs. I think about entering and exiting with your eyes, and
Yeah.
I look at limbs and stuff as like the exits. So the character is 3/4 surrounded with technology. There's his arm and 2 legs, and then there's only one arm that's not surrounded with technology. So that's why it looks lopsided to me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you could argue that's literally the only arm that's fully technology because it's a prosthetic arm. But yeah, from a silhouette and
design.
overall design standpoint, that does make sense.
What are your thoughts on it, Coen?
Like I mean, it's not one of the best for sure because Overwatch has some really good ones, but I do think that it's still like a stupidly solid design. Dang it, Blizzard.
How would you defend it?
Flexing on this.
If one were to say it's bad, how would you defend it?
Because, like, Doomfist as a character, he's a big guy up in Talon, which is like the evil organization from Overwatch who, like, kill government officials to make the world stronger or whatever. And he's a big guy up there, and everyone's afraid of him. They put his fist in a museum, like, oh god, he's scary or whatever. Like he's a big, like, he is tall. He's like, what, 6'5"? I don't know. He's tall, elusive, scary, dangerous, and most of all, the big fist. And like, from his origin story, he broke himself out of prison, like, with his bare fists, and then he gets this stupidly big, stupidly strong, like, stupidly dangerous, big, giant, metal, golden, spiked fist that lets him fly around and punch you into oblivion, you know?
Yes.
And I think that works really well. I do agree with the red being good. Like, the red could have been a bit more saturated, but that might be a culture thing, I don't know. But I do love the contrast of his, like, very dark skin tone against the white markings and the very bright metals of his fist.
I think so as well. And about the culture thing with the red being more saturated, actually African clothing is incredibly saturated, from what I know of.
Yeah, but again, I'm not an expert on that. I'm not sure if you guys are experts on that, so I can't say anything for
No,
sure.
Not by any
definitely
means. All right, Beanut, what are your thoughts on the design?
I personally, I really like it. I think, yeah, like I agree with the red, and I think there are some problems with it. But I think like it's a like Cohen said, he's a big, scary, elusive man with a fist. And I think if you know a little bit more about his backstory, he just becomes the design just becomes a lot more sensical,
Yeah.
and it just becomes cooler. Like I'm not 100% sure on this. I'm not sure if I'm remembering this right, but I'm pretty sure like Doomfist is like a title.
Oh yeah, it is.
And there were like previous Doomfists before him that had a similar gauntlet. I don't know if it was the same, but a similar gauntlet.
That's true.
And they did like similar things. So I think it's kind of cool that it's like a kind of like a title more than like a name, right?
Yeah.
That gets passed on.
And I think, yeah, exactly. And I think it's I think over like design wise, I do agree that there is a little bit of imbalance, and then a little bit too much balance with the colors. I think maybe they went a little like simple on the design, like for the rest of the body, because they didn't want to over detail everything. But I think adding a few more details, especially to the like from a distance, the actual cybernetic arm that isn't the Doomfist doesn't really look cybernetic. Which I think you could add some more lines and stuff in there that could really help
maybe
show that.
like,
but
instead of the, like, I'm not sure if this would make sense from a character perspective because you want your prosthetic arm to look like a normal arm. But maybe like you see the spikes on his prosthetic arm that are like bound to it. Maybe have that be like part of it with like a metal, more shiny metal parts.
Yeah.
And I also liked in how the original concept art, you could see some of his actual arm behind his prosthetic, his metal gauntlet.
Yeah, behind the gauntlet.
Yeah.
But I think, and I didn't elaborate much on it earlier, but the whole imbalance thing, I think I have this theory, and it's not really well thought out. It's kind of just a thing that popped into my head once, and I was like, oh, okay, and then I didn't think about it much. But it's entering and exiting a character design. And basically, to summarize it, it's every place there is to enter a character design, which would be, places of little detail, places like the arms and limbs, which tapers outward from the character. There should be a place to exit it on the other side. And with this one, you don't get that. You enter the character design from the arm with no technology on it, and then you're just stuck in there.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think there is a concept to what you're saying, but I think at the same time, it can be intentional too. Like if you want the character to feel more intimidating, because obviously, if your exit is blocked, right, you're gonna be kind of like, oh no.
Yeah.
So I think
I do think that's not purely character design, and that also relates to posing and overall composition of an image.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Because if you're gonna have every single character T-pose, most of them are going to be very off-balanced and very strange looking.
Yeah,
and you could argue that they all need to work in every situation, but that's not really true. Like an alligator, let's take real life. An alligator is a pretty cool design, Mother Nature did a good job. I like the way they look. But if you put them on two legs and made them T-pose, they would just look weird.
Yeah, for sure. But you're right, alligators do look cool. That's a thumbs up to God right there. Pretty good character design, that one. One of his best works.
Honestly, yeah.
Thanks, God. Very cool.
Appreciate it, man.
That ties. I'm gonna make this joke because I might never get another chance to make it. But I like to say that hippos are what God made before he understood shape language.
I feel like you've made this joke multiple times, but not on the episodes.
I haven't.
I haven't heard it before. I like it. Oh wait, we should we move on?
I mean, do you guys have anything else specific you want to say about it? Because overall, I think all or most, I would have to say, of Overwatch's designs are good designs. Like, this is a solid design.
Yeah.
When I critique things, I'm going into it with the mentality of, it's a good design, so I don't need to say that. Here's what I think is wrong with it.
Yeah, that's fair. We should rate them not out of just character design, because all of them are very good character designs, objectively, but like out of the Overwatch roster that you see, or that what would you rate them design-wise out of 10?
Out of the ones I've seen, personally, this is definitely at the lower end. So out of the designs I've seen, this is like a 5 or 4.
Okay. What about you, Coen?
Compared to all character designs I've seen ever, probably 8 or 9, but compared to the rest of Overwatch, probably a 6 or something.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Coen. I'd say 6 too.
I do think biases also factor into this, and what certain people like and what's appropriate for what,
Yeah,
so you're never gonna, there doesn't exist a character design that's loved by everyone and that is perfect,
Exactly.
The thing that pops into my mind is Pikachu, because it's so well known and well loved, but some people hate it with a passion or whatever. So there's always gonna be the people that don't like it. So I feel having a game where all designs are considered really good but not perfect, I think that's a really good place to be.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think so too.
To summarize it, it's good.
It's good. It's good.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. Should we pick a new one with a random number?
Let's get a drum roll. Let's see if you guys can crank up the passion factor.
I was not expecting that.
I'm just trying to figure out what song you're playing. Da 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 da. Is that the 20th Century Fox opening?
Yes.
All right. Good drum roll. I'm gonna have to give that one to Coen for creativity. Coen won that drum roll.
Ah, dang it! I practiced all year for that.
All right, don't worry. We're gonna have more. We're
We're gonna be here all
That's
night.
a big letdown.
We got Number 3.
Which one's number 3?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3.
It
It's
is.
Arisa.
Come on.
Arisa.
Oh, Rissa.
It's a horse.
Basically.
It's the horse.
So,
And another.
Coda, what are your first impressions?
I've never seen this design before. So
Another
this is-
African
Okay.
one. Yay.
Yeah. First impressions.
First impressions are, well, first off, like the last one, but even more so, it's very, very stable and broad. So it does feel a bit more heavy on the HP. Not as heavy on the damage output as the last one.
Yeah.
Fair assessment.
Yeah, like this one in the game is an actual tank.
Yeah, I thought so. I was gonna say it was more tankish, less damage output. I'm immediately getting kinda, well, the face is throwing it off a little bit, but everything looks kind of sweet to me because of how round it is. It's kind of like a very kind. It's not like a mean robot.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
There's actually an emote in the game where she opens, I think it's like a present, and there's a puppy inside, and then she plays with the puppy.
I have that one.
and it's
the
super
best.
wholesome. Yeah, I know, same. It's the most wholesome thing ever.
In this pose she's in, it's like her like sturdy, like aggressive expression with like the fist and the gun up, and the squinty eyes.
Yeah.
But I'd say like in general, like before she got off to fight or whatever, she was a bit more like caring and loving.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna spoil this about the backstory.
So yeah, give me the lore behind this, because you said it was a horse.
No, we just call her a horse for funsies.
I'll take this one since you took Doomfist.
Okay. Okay, go.
Basically, there's these like Arisa was originally like a police kind of robot thing.
Oh, War Machine. Right?
Or was it? Yeah, sorry, War Machine. I thought for some reason I thought it was like a police thing. I'll post the design in podcasts like the before she became Arisa, and so they were all like kind of war machines. And then they kind of Doomfist became a thing, so they needed to try and fight him, and they got absolutely demolished. And then basically this little girl who's a genius rescued one of these robots and rebuilt and like made Arisa, which is like basically a counter or meant to be like a counter force to Doomfist, because Doomfist was wreaking havoc, right? So she wanted to build her own thing. Basically, this little girl upgraded a broken robot that was destroyed by Doomfist so it could fight Doomfist. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Keep people safe and stuff.
Yeah.
Because from what I remember, like there was a whole squadron of these protecting Numbani, which is a city and a map in the game. High-tech city in Africa, basically. Then Doomfist came, he wrecked them all, And then the little girl genius was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna fix these nerds' design, whatever." Not like that. But yeah, Coda, what do you think?
What do I think about it? Well, I actually enjoy this one a lot more than Doomfist. I think this one, I really, really like this design. I don't know, do you guys enjoy more than Doomfist?
I think I like it a bit more. That might just be because it has green in it.
What do you think, Beanut?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say no. I think I like Doomfist better.
Okay, interesting.
Alright.
I think that's I don't know, like they're both in my opinion they're both pretty level on like which one. It's just a slight advantage, I think. I think Arisa, I don't know, she's got a very interesting design, of course, because you don't see too many four-legged robots that have like a centaur robot basically.
Personally, I have never seen a design like Arisa's. It feels like a whole new fresh thing to me.
No, like it's an amazing design for sure. I think maybe, I don't know, it doesn't quite, I don't know how to describe it. It just doesn't quite hit the mark as much to me, I guess, like, to compared to Doomfist, because like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
If you're having a hard time describing it, perhaps it's just what you personally enjoy.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think that's a
Right,
fair
just
statement.
aesthetics that you like more, and you enjoy that.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Me
fair.
personally, I think that this is an amazing design, and I like it more. Just because, first off, it's cooler to me how you can like see the anatomical bits of the machinery. Like it's not just a bunch of stuff I don't understand. Like you can see how this would work.
Yeah, that's always a good like design when trying to do robots. Like the viewer should be able to understand how it works. Like with robots, I don't think you should just like mishmash
Oh yeah.
tech stuff just because it looks cool. Because that's just confusing. Like if you have to kind of learn how like hinges and stuff works
Yeah,
and like pivot
Yeah.
points for it to make sense when you're actually drawing a robot.
exactly. And this is a very simplified. This is basically just like human and animal anatomy, except
And
robots.
with all back limbs.
Yes.
It's like a horse with only back legs and then a human torso. And it
Oof.
works, which is great.
It does. I really like the horns too. I feel like
Oh yeah.
those horns
I
are the
love the
most
face too.
docile horns one could draw.
Yeah.
Like the pointing downward and then up and really chonky like that.
Chunky. I like the way you said that.
Thank you. Are they the most docile horns one could draw instead of like pointing at you or pointing back, you know? So I feel like that only enhances the friendliness factor of it.
Yeah, also like another big thing that helps to me in the friendliness factor is actually the face. Because it's a like if you compare it to the original robot she's made out of, especially, it turns from like a robot with 4 dots on the eyes, to a like like the best comparison I can make is actually the Teletubbies song, the Teletubbies son, because it's a big yellow face and it kind of looks like it looks more human, like the eyes express way more, and it also kind of reminds me of like African face masks, which is very cool.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. What do you think? What do you think about it overall, Beanut?
Um, yeah, I think it's I think it's an amazing design. I really like the whole like four-legged thing is really cool and never really done before, at least not to my knowledge. Um, yeah, I think there's like I don't know, it's a I feel the okay, I think I placed what it is that I don't love about it. Like, okay, when I say this, I don't mean that I don't like the design at all. I'm
Yeah, I
saying
know
this
what you're
like
saying.
yeah, you know
That's
what
the
I
same
mean.
way I felt about Doomfist.
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like there's a certain like with Doomfist you have such an asymmetrical design that it kind of works, but with Orisa you kind of have a mishmash of some asymmetrical, some symmetrical, which I don't think necessarily really works. I think it's mostly to do with that gun arm. I feel like if obviously like carrying a gun wouldn't really make sense, but if she had like both arms carried a gun or something instead of like having one, because the rest of the design is completely symmetrical, so I think it kind of
That's true.
breaks what like the symmetry of the design when you just have this gun arm and then the rest is the same, or at least that's my thought on
I
it.
do I do really uh like Orisa's gun, especially the reload animation where all the parts kind of
Oh
hyperextend.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's definitely a really cool gun, but I get what Beanut's saying with
Yeah, definitely.
everything symmetrical except for one thing.
And I mean that could be chucked up to like balance and stuff, but really, yeah, some more like subtle asymmetrical parts could be
Some more subtle,
better.
yeah. I personally love the design of the gun for one reason, and that's that it follows the rule of big, medium, small really
yeah.
Yeah.
well. So it gives you that busy part that because everything else is so smooth and big, so it gives you that busy part that your eyes need. So it has somewhere to land, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Also, like a gripe with me is that like in the as a personality and like as a design, it kind of looks like this like very hard to stop force.
Mm-hmm.
That's like friendly, but also really friendly and caring, but also really powerful.
Right.
And you can't get can't like move her easily or whatever. And she does
Uh-huh.
have an ability where she turns gold and all her knockback is reduced and stuff. But like
Fun.
in the game, she's kind of a wimp.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
It
is
might
she?
be, yeah, you get her down in like a couple of Reaper shots or whatever. And I play Roadhog a
I
whole
thought
lot.
you said she was a tank.
Yeah, she is a tank, but like she's super slow. And when you get her, she can't really get away from you, really.
Yeah, and like since she
Interesting.
does not a lot of damage, like she has one ability where she has like this little like I don't know how to describe it, some sort of like little projectile that she shoots and it becomes a shield wherever you shoot it.
Oh yeah,
Which
like
is
a shoot shield.
yeah, exactly. But then like the problem is since she's so slow, if you get behind that shield, she doesn't have it for a few seconds and since she can't get away and her damage is pretty low, it's really easy to kill her with a high damage character. Um
Our only character design gripe, she dies easily.
yeah, exactly.
No, but I do think she's a lot better in like team compositions. Like if you get an Orisa with a couple good teammates behind it, you have a problem if they're camping on the spawn or whatever.
Oh,
And that
yeah,
kind of
totally.
that does suit the character, I think.
Mhm.
You know.
So, should we do the rating or do you guys have anything else to say?
I don't have much else to say.
I say 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Out of all the Overwatch designs I've seen,
Yeah.
I would say 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Just because something about it, and it's probably like a personal thing, like how you couldn't explain why you like Doomfist more. Something about this
exactly.
just really draws me to it.
Huh. For me, I would say a 6 out of 10. Similar. I think I don't know what I said for Doomfist. I'm pretty sure I said 6 as well, but I'd up Doomfist to 7 and then this to 6.
That's lovely. So let's get back into the drum roll. Let's see who wins
Oh.
this round. All right. Remember, there are points for
Okay, wait,
creativity
before
and for passion.
Before the drum roll, I need to grab something. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, Coda, don't tell him. But I have this like forearm sized pencil, like forearm and hand sized pencil, and I'm gonna use it. He's never gonna win.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay, I'm gonna grab my drugs.
Keep in mind, you're being judged on creativity and passion. So if I hear a lot of passion in this drum roll, and I hear some really interesting noises, then you're gonna.
Oh, some interesting noises. That's what you'll hear. You ready?
I'm gonna sniff my drugs as well.
All right, I'm gonna ignore that. Ready, set, go. All right. That's enough. That's enough.
I think whatever Beanut's using combined with my
I like
pencil,
the uneven tapping.
it's just the saddest drum roll I've ever heard.
It sounds like some kind of kindergartner band.
Hey, I practiced
like,
all year for that.
It sounds
I
like
apologize.
what would happen when in a cartoon someone fails miserably.
It does. It sounds like a cartoon. It's like a band goes up on stage and they fail miserably. That's what it would sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done it. We sound like a band that's failing miserably.
Now, honestly, Coen, I just wasn't getting much passion from the single hit over and over again.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm gonna have to give this to Beanut. I'm gonna.
Let's go!
Honestly.
Ooh.
What's the score right now? 2 for me, 1 for Beanut?
No.
Yeah, I'd say so.
What?
I'd say so.
What? I thought it was 1-1.
Yeah, you're gonna get.
Well, I forgot to
absolutely
say who
destroyed.
won the last one. I mean, the first one, but
I
it
did.
was Coen.
It was
Dang
me.
it. Oh.
We all
All right. Let's do our next one. It is number 6. Who is number 6?
Isn't that Zenyatta?
3. Yeah, it's Zenyatta.
Oh, I've seen this. I saw that one in a Pymations animation parody.
Yeah, I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Okay, Coen, you explain the backstory, the little backstory that is on
Okay.
this character.
Okay, so in Overwatch there are these sentient robot called Omnix, and Zenyatta is basically a woke Omnic from Nepal. Who
So
believes
he's woke. He's
he's
like
very woke. He like he's a robot monk, and he's great. He has like he believes in like harmony and learning from failure, and he's basically just
I can get behind that.
he just gives good life advice, and he's a mentor.
He's just a chill dude.
Like you guys know Genji, right? Cyber
Yeah.
Ninja, everyone loves him, you know.
Yes.
And like he got killed by his brother, then he got rebuilt by a doctor, and got a robot body. Then he got clinically depressed because he had a robot body, and his brother killed him. So he went to Zenyatta, and Zenyatta like therapist, like became his therapist for a while. Therapist, and mentored him. And after that, Genji was like, "Yeah, I'm at peace now, I guess."
Oh, that's awesome.
And he throws healing balls.
I like his design. I'll say something about his design in a minute, but first I want to say, I feel like the way they came up with Genji's name was they were like ninja, ninji, Genji.
Nice. Probably.
It might actually be something Japanese. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, me neither.
I have no idea how this. I guess this dude would be a healer.
Yeah, it is. He is a healer. Like I mentioned him having healing balls multiple times.
Yeah, and like the mix of squares and circles, he does look very kind and kind of stable, but not like he doesn't look tankish, but he looks stable, like in a mental sense. Yeah. So like they did a good job of that, because when you're designing for a video game, you have to take into account abilities. So if you want a character to be mentally stable, but at the same time you don't want him to be a tank, you have to be very careful about your use of squares.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But Coda, ultimate character design question. Look at his head. Look at his head. Yeah. Are
Yes.
the blue dots on his forehead his eyes, or are the slits his eyes? Because in other Omnics, the blue dots are their eyes.
So what has Overwatch answered the question? Are the eyes the slits or the dots?
I don't think so.
Not officially. I think it's actually a really smart design decision. Like, the blue dots are technically the eyes, which is kind of weird to think about.
Yeah.
Like the cameras or whatever. But the like slits kind of look like monk eyes without being like. They're like a bit more iconic, which results in it not being like stereotypical or racist or anything. I think.
Not only that, but like the what, I forget exactly what it means, but I've seen it in multiple anime where the character has the dots on the forehead. I'm pretty sure it's some kind of Japanese monk thing.
Yeah, it might be. I think
it's not Japanese.
It's like
Nepal.
Nepal, wherever that is.
Where is Nepal?
I'm like I said, I'm not educated on it at all. I've just seen it in anime.
Yeah,
no, that's okay. I mean, none of us are. So, what do you guys think about the design overall?
I love it.
I really enjoy it. I like it a lot.
Me
Probably
too.
one of my favorites in the game.
Yeah, I think so too. It's got a nice balance. There's it's very symmetrical, which fits with the design. It's not too sharp, even for a robot.
I do think his hands might be a tiny bit too big.
Yeah, and I think at the same time, he's a robot, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think, I don't really have too many thoughts on this one. It's just a really good design.
I think the color balance is really well done, because you have the gold and red are going throughout the entire image, including inside the head. So you have the gold jawline, the gold lower jaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then you have pretty much the only spot the blue appears is right on the forehead, so your eye's immediately drawn right up there. Which there is blue, like in the image that I'm looking at, there is blue lighting. Why is there blue lighting?
I don't know, that's just kind of the way that they positioned it. But the cool thing is, like, you know how his eyes are blue, like the balls that are around his neck, like when he attacks,
they have blue elements too.
They have blue elements. It doesn't really show in the image, but he has they kind of float around him and they turn blue when he shoots, which is also another nice
cool.
balance. Because it's funny, because if you look at it, there's there's like basically 2 red elements, like the wires and then his loincloth, and then there's 2 yellow elements, the pants and the belt, and then there's 2 gold elements. Basically, like there's some smaller stuff, but the main ones is like the jaw and the balls. And then and then the
Yeah.
oh man, and then the blue and the eyes and the, like I don't know, it just creates a nice like numerical balance with the colors.
It does. That's what I was talking about earlier. I think the color balance on this one is better than any of the ones that we looked at before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also love just the sheer concept. Like, I want to talk about 2 things real quick, which is the concept in general and the animation work on them.
Go ahead.
One, the concept, like, when I think of a monk, like, one thing that comes to mind after thinking about it for a bit is, like, there's a Dutch word for it called wereldvreemd, which basically means you're like you're not dumb, you just don't know much about the situation or world you're in. So, like, for coming to Earth and not understanding anything, stuff like that, you know, like a bit detached. So you take a monk, which can be associated with that, and make him a robot, which is fundamentally not human, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then make him a philosopher that thinks that's arguably simultaneously more and less human than most humans. I think that's just great. And he might he has either one of or the best animations in the game, because when he shoots his balls, they're like very aggressive but still spiritual moments. His hello emote, it's like this really robotic but at the same time like religious monk-like gesture. And
Yeah.
his melee animation is the best in the whole game.
Isn't he kick?
Yeah, like other characters just punch with one of their arms, or they will use the butt of their gun. But Zenyatta constantly floats around, right? He's constantly in the monk-like position, and he kicks. He uses one of its feet to kick. It's so good.
Oh, I love it.
So, unless you guys have any other thoughts,
I did have
10.
something I wanted to talk about.
I'll let you do that.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I wanted to say I love, and they did this in Doomfist, that was his name?
Yep.
Yeah.
They did this in Doomfist too. And I adore contrast of textures. And I like it even more here. So like Doomfist had on the baggy pants and the cloth and then a bunch of robot parts. But I like it even more here, how it's like this all metallic, but then you have these huge baggy pants that are all cloth on metal, and I think that's really, really cool.
Also, I do want to say as a final thing, I love the touch that in his forearms there are 2 like slits with like red stuff in it. They might be wires, they might be cables. I'm not sure what they are, but I love the touch of it because it kind of mimics human anatomy with the forearm muscles, and it really balances out the red in the design.
Exactly. They really knew what they were doing. This one's definitely my favorite of the ones we've seen so far.
Yeah. I would agree.
I'm saying like 9.
Out of the Overwatch designs I've seen, like by Overwatch standards, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay.
Good design. Well done.
Good design. This is the final one we're gonna do, guys. So, Beanut, you have a chance to tie for the drum roll off, and Coen, you have a chance to take home the gold with a 3-1 sweep.
Okay, I got this in the bag. Don't even worry about it.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a bit of time to think about what you're gonna do.
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
I'm already ready.
You're ready? Okay, drum roll in 3, 2, 1, go.
No.
All right, I've heard enough. We've completely detached from the concept of drums. There's no rhythm anymore.
That's no.
Well, in fact, I'd argue there's no roll anymore.
Okay, so who gets the dub?
Who gets the dub? Okay, so I'll give my thought process. So Coen, once again, you were a bit lacking in the passion. You were kind of just playing the same note.
The ultimate tone was bugging. I was making like a rhythmic sound, but it didn't respond to some parts. So that's a hardware issue.
Okay, I'll take that into account. Beanut, you did get very creative, but I don't know. I'd have to say you were pretty passionate too. I think I'll have to give this one to Beanut because there was some semblance of rhythm as well with the little
Shaking my head. Let me listen. Let me make you listen to this. Okay, I'm turning.
All
it
right.
on.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold down the button, and you see how much it responds. That was constantly holding it down.
It did cut out halfway through, but
That's true. I swear mine was cutting out, so I had to like
Oh.
put it closer to my mic.
it was cutting out. But
Oh, dang
both
it.
of yours
Oh,
were
well.
cutting out. But out of what I heard, I don't know. Every time you would cut back in, Beanut was doing something different, and he was doing it passionately.
Yeah,
Let's
that's fair.
go dub. Oh wait, no,
I
it's
love
not even
that
a
we
dub. It's
ended-
a tie.
I love that we ended the drum roll competition with two things that are barely drum rolls.
Yeah.
I would argue neither of them were drum rolls.
No.
There's no drums. There's no rolls.
All right. For our final one, we got number 1.
We
Oh,
are
that's
number one.
Bastion.
Bastion.
Hot
Oh,
brother Bastion.
is it bad that I only know Bastion from the meme song?
Oh,
Or maybe I'll be
bruh.
Tracer.
Nice.
Which one?
The
Oh,
da-
maybe
da-
I'll
da-
be
da-
Bastion. It wasn't originally a meme song. Me and
No.
a friend listened to it and jammed to it. Then TikTok found out about it, and we were like, "No, this is ruined now." Damn it!
Heckin' TikTok.
Man,
But yeah.
I'm looking at
I'm-
Bastion and dang, Wally got an upgrade.
I know.
Wally went to the
I-
gym.
I think Bastion is a solid, like industrial design, but I feel like his origin skin, where he's covered in plants and dirt, is like should be the default.
I agree completely. I think
Like it
yeah.
it makes more sense to have him be clean, but I really think him being overgrown would be much better.
Could you send it?
I'll send it.
So before we get into this, I just want to say he looks like Samuel Hayden and Wally had a kid.
That's true.
I don't like that. I don't like that thought. Like
No,
Samuel
oh,
Hayden.
aha! No, I don't like that either.
Samuel Hayden, Wally, and the tank. Basically.
Yeah. I think so. Design-wise, I really like what Coen said about how it looks industrial, and I think that's like the intention. Like he was originally. Oh yeah, we didn't go over the backstory. So basically,
Yeah. First
Yeah.
off, I want to say this dude does look tankish to me. He looks like he has a pretty good HP stat.
I mean, his
kind
ultimate,
of.
he literally turns into a tank.
Okay, that
but
makes
he's
But he
not
isn't a
considered a
tank, he's a
tank.
deep-
Yeah, he's not considered a tank. He's a DPS character, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but he does. It kind of does. Yeah. Okay. So basically, these were like the Bastion kind of robots. Like I forget what their like robot title was, but they were basically these like
Bastion
war
units.
machines. Yeah, just Bastion units, I guess. They're war machines that can turn into giant Gatling guns. Basically, they can transform them. They're basically a transformer that turned evil and then tried to kill humanity. And then one of these robots in the forests of Germany basically got deactivated but not destroyed. And basically through some means it became good. And there's a really cute short. I highly suggest watching the Overwatch animation shorts if you haven't.
I was
like
about to link it.
Yeah.
I was just typing the message, Beanut.
Yeah, it's basically he found a bird friend, and
I
he
get what you
became
mean.
good. And then he doesn't want he like is the protector of nature basically, and doesn't want to harm nature at all. So he basically like kills people instead of letting them harm nature, which is kind of ironic.
It is, but you don't understand how happy he found a bird friend. You saying that made me. Looking at this character design and saying he found a bird friend made me so happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little yellow bird. It's the cutest thing.
yellow
And
bird.
little yellow bird.
Oh, you sent his overgrowth type design where he's
Yeah,
covered in grass and whatnot, and I see the little yellow bird.
Yeah.
yeah, and it looks even better in the shorts.
Yeah. Definitely
Looks
watch
so
the
good in that.
shorts.
So, design wise, what do you guys think about it just overall?
I think I love it, to be honest. It's
Yeah,
probably one of my favorites. It's like
it's
it
really
really
solid.
yeah, it shows the industrial element of like an actual war machine.
I love that it actually, like the parts would actually be able to move and turn into
Mhm.
his turret form.
Yeah, exactly.
Like then comes the tank form, which makes no sense at all.
No.
But that's for gameplay purposes, I guess. But like the way he transitions from his turret form into his regular form is really great, I think.
Yeah, and I think
Awesome.
it really shows just the industrial. It gives off the vibe that it's meant to be like a war machine, but like
Yeah,
especially in the overgrown skin, it shows that like he has the bird nest with the eggs on it. Like it shows that he's like
oh yeah, I love
changed
that part.
from being a war machine to kind of like a peaceful
Yeah, but
wandering robot.
sadly the overgrown skin is not the default.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say that you were right. When I look at this design, I immediately do think friendly, but also somewhat dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very good.
I also kind of really like the colors.
Yeah, that's
Uh huh.
true.
The colors almost look a little bit Lego-y to me, like a play robot.
Oh, there's a Lego Bastion skin, and it's the
There
best
is that.
thing ever.
Yeah, they had Lego and Overwatch had a collab, and there's a Lego Bastion skin. It's just Bastion made out of Lego, basically.
I'm gonna
I'll
send
send
it.
it.
Yeah.
It's the
This
best.
definitely does look like a more cartoony design when it comes to robots. Like it seems very colorful and Lego-y to me, like just like the big broad square pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
Uh but I don't think that's a bad thing, especially in the context of Overwatch.
Okay, I'm sending the Lego skin.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
epic.
Oh,
but
I love
I
them.
I do think it's also like it also like it looks like a tank basically.
Yeah.
It looks like a quickly like almost disposable, quickly manufactured war machine.
Mhm.
You know?
I think it hits the intent of the design perfectly.
Yeah.
It does.
And again, I really want overgrown skin to be the default, because if that was the case, it really would communicate that this one Bastion is special and connected with nature and has a bird friend because of the X on his side. But like the base skin looks like a base Bastion, you know? It doesn't really speak much about him as a character, and more of him like as a war unit, basically.
So, do you guys have anything you don't like about the design?
To be honest, not
Maybe
really.
the feet.
Yeah, I think, but that factors into like the turret design.
Yeah, that's
Um,
true. But I think one thing that might be strange is that his whole design is like very blocky and shapy and with colored bits with mechanical stuff underneath. But then his hand is just a robot human hand, you know?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
And it looked like when you look at Zenyatta's hands, they have like pistons and stuff on them, and they feel a lot more exposed. And
yeah. I think that's a
uh,
good point.
but Bastion's hand looks way too sophisticated and dexteral for a war machine.
I think like a
That's
really
what I
cool
think.
a really cool robot design that I really like that makes things like look really clunky while still looking like I feel like it would fit more to have that kind of I like to use it. I don't know how many times I've used it, but I've used it quite a bit. Is like the two-fingered like
Lego
robot
type thing?
kind of
Two
like it
fingered, two
like
fingered,
it could
one thumb.
yeah, so
Or
it still has a thumb, but like think of it just like two large fingers instead of four. Like the two
yeah, I think that would have worked a bit better.
yeah, I feel like that would look a little more clunky and maybe some less bendable digits. Like it looks like there's a
Yeah,
bunch of knuckles and stuff
yeah,
in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So like just like some plating stuff. instead of some actual
Yeah.
armor.
And one more thing, to me, it looks like his legs are very springy, and he would either be fast or be able to jump very high.
Nope.
Nope.
Is
It's
is
the
he?
Nope.
complete
Well, here's
opposite.
the thing. I think he can't, and so I was saying that's my issue with it.
Yeah.
Is it
Oh,
when
okay,
you
that
look at
makes
his
sense.
legs? When you look at his legs, it looks like he should be able to
But the way
jump very high.
he like moves is very springy and again quite clunky in a way.
Yeah.
Like it kind of he kind of springs up and down, up and down, up and down in a very robotic and happy-go-lucky way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it could be factored to again. It needs to be able to transform into a turret believably. So that's maybe why they
Right.
went with the free digit legs, I guess.
Uh-huh. Uh like I said, it does feel very toyish and and I think that's just because there's a lot of big pieces and they're all solid colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me that factors into the like cheaply manufactured war machine uh aspect of it.
Yeah. I agree.
Uh-huh. But overall, I like it. I think the little mouth flap is fun. Like
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it vaguely resembles a mouth. I think that's really cool. My biggest gripe would be, like you said, the hand is a bit odd to me. Like even Arisa's hand was very digits. It had a lot of fingers and whatnot, but it worked better because it was more cartoony.
Yeah. I agree. So overall, what would you rate the final design that we're reviewing? Yeah. So all out of all the ones we've reviewed, what would you rate it?
Oh, that's fun. Okay, let's actually let's put all of our from least favorite to favorite from the ones we reviewed today.
Yeah, okay.
We can give a quick little here's why.
Yeah. So we're gonna put them in order.
Yes. So let's start with Coen. Coen, go from your least favorite to your favorite of the four we reviewed today, and give a little fast explanation of why that is for each.
Okay. Yeah. For I liked Doomfist the least with a 6 out of 10 because of some like it doesn't spring out to me that much. Like when I think of Overwatch, I don't think of Doomfist quickly. Like it isn't that iconic, and again, as you guys said, it has some design issues. But I do think it's still a really solid design overall. Like this is all with Overwatch standards, so they're all around the like 8 range at least.
Yeah.
If you compare them to all the character designs in whatever else, you know.
Yeah.
Even all the character designs of the Overwatch's competition.
Yeah, I guess. And next, like at both a 7 out of 10, I have Bastion and Theresa. I think I like Theresa a bit more because of the happy face and because I still think it's a shame that the overgrown skin isn't the default because that adds so much personality and character to him.
Uh-huh.
So I'd say I'll put Bastion at like a 6.5 probably, and Theresa at a 7. And finally, I put Zenyatta. Zenyatta's just great. Great balance, great concept, great animation, fun character. And he has a soothing voice, which is always a plus.
Yeah, that's very nice. All right, Beanut, let's hear your list.
Okay. I think last I would put I'd put probably Arissa last. Just out of the I don't know, I don't, just aesthetics and just my personal opinion. Um, just a couple other design tweaks that I would have made. Um, so I'm gonna put that at last in at a 6 out of 10. Next I would do Doomfist at 7 out of 10. I just like the aesthetic more. I like the vibe that it gives off. Um, I think it is it's nice and simple without being too simple, I think. And next I would probably put Zenyatta. I think I think the reason I put him second instead of first is, I don't know, his design is slightly too simple, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
It's kind
fair.
of it's like pretty basic. So I think I would give that second place, and obviously the last one would be Bastion in first place. I just love the aesthetic, and just they captured basically the only real gripe I had with it, or what Coen had with it, and I agreed with, was the hand. Um, and I think that's a very very minor issue. So I don't think I think it overall it deserves 8 out of 10. I think. And wait, did I or no 9 out of 10? Sorry, I already said
Yeah.
eight.
And once again, keeping in mind these are Overwatch standard scales, I'm gonna dive into it. Uh, let's see. Doomfist is definitely my least favorite, just because.
How dare you? Ding dong, your opinion is wrong. No, I'm joking.
It like Cohen said feels the least iconic to me and the least memorable. The colors are very muddy to me. Like it's just like the desaturated red and like the dirty white, mixed with like the really kind of like the gold isn't very vibrant either, you know. And then overall the whole balance issues I had with it, which I think could be fixed if you showed more of his physical arm underneath the fist, the gauntlet, and or those little spike chains in the original concept art that went around the other arm kind of made it a little bit more mechanical and a little bit easier to look at for me personally. Or not spike chains, spike bands, sorry. Next, I'm gonna have to put Bastion. Bastion? Is that how you say it?
Bastion.
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 Because, just because I feel like it gets the intent across really well, but at the same time, it's to me personally just not a super appealing design compared to the other ones. It, like I said, it looks very toyish and kind of cartoony, which isn't a bad thing always, but for a war machine, I think it is.
Yeah, right. I can see that.
Fair. Sorry.
Second to top, so second place goes to Orisa, just because I really enjoy the way the mechanics work. Like I think it's so cool how they mimic anatomy and that you can see how they all work. And I just think there's some really fun shapes going on. And my favorite is Zenyatta, just because just because everything I said earlier. I love his design, but also I remember I watched a Pymations video that was an animated parody of Overwatch a long time ago, like a couple of years ago, and that was the only other time I've really ever seen this design intently without just like seeing it in passing. And yet I still recognize the character from a parody. So, it's a really iconic design.
I think a reason that there's so much like animated and different kinds of animated Overwatch parodies is because the designs are just so iconic that they work in the most cartoony and the most detailed styles respectively.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I could draw a stick figure with one big yellow stick limb, and it could be recognizable as Doomfist, arguably.
Yeah, exactly.
If you think about it.
People would either be like Doomfist or Thanos.
Yeah.
That's true.
Doomfist
I mean, if it
is
was Thanos, I would
basically
make the rest purple. Doomfist is just Thanos.
just African Thanos, basically.
We're calling Blizzard out on this one.
Yeah.
Doomfist is just African Thanos.
Yes. Well, I think that wraps it up. Just
Yeah.
about. We did some Overwatch stuff.
Yeah.
Beanut, I know you said it at the beginning, but would you like to tell people where they can find you?
Sure. You can find me on Twitch at Beanut_Butter. I stream sometimes. I need to figure out a stream schedule, but yeah, I do my live streams of my designs and stuff, and I talk about my process. I have my Instagram where I post all of my art. And that's Beanut_Butter, and then just Beanut Butter no underscore. 2707 is my Discord name. feel free to friend me. If you join my Discord server, it's linked in my Instagram. That's where I show all my work in progresses, if that's something you're interested in. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you
Yeah.
so much for being on the show.
Yeah, no
Or
problem.
should I say Beanut in on the show?
Oh, okay. Yeah. This was a mistake.
Wow.
Oh, but it was lovely having you. I hope to have you on again sometime.
Nice.
And you guys tied for best drum roll. So if we ever have Beanut on again, we could see you guys battle it out. You
Oh,
better
yeah.
be planning your drum rolls.
Oh,
Yeah,
obviously. I'll
I'm
be
gonna-
practicing all year.
I'm gonna destroy you next time.
Oh, yeah, bet. I'd like to see you try.
Wow. Is this beef? Is this beef we're getting?
Beef
No,
nut?
actually, I'm vegan.
Beef nuts butter?
That is that is terrible. I hate that. I can't unimagine that now.
Everyone listening to this, please draw your crudest, worst interpretation of beef nut butter you can,
I'll have nightmares for
and
years.
send it to the Art Friends Instagram. We'll put it on our stories.
Beef, even just beef butter
Oh,
sounds like
butter.
the worst idea.
that actually kind of sounds good, to be honest. Beef butter.
Does it to you?
Yeah.
Beef butter.
Well, that's
Eh.
basically what like a steak is. Like if you put butter with your steak, like when you're cooking it.
Yeah, but imagine like way too much butter.
Well, I'm not talking about butter intended for steak or beef. I'm talking about butter made out of beef,
Oh,
just like how
no.
peanut butter is made out of beef.
No, just the
No, Coda, get out of here. Get out
Coda,
of here.
leave. We are formally kicking you out of Art Friends. I don't have the authority to say that, but the council has decided your fate.
So, Beanut, would you like to do us an outro?
Oh, sure.
Wait, before you do, I want to say, Opalia was not here, but I would like to plug her commissions.
Oh yeah, do that.
Opalia
Yes.
has opened up commissions, and
You need to put this at the start as well. You need to separately record.
yeah,
and advertise.
I'll record an advertisement for the start. But they're such lovely drawings. She puts so much effort into every commission.
It's great.
It was upsetting to me because of how cheap they were. Luckily, she's priced them up a little bit, but they're
Yeah.
still too cheap.
Buy them while
But-
you get the chance.
Really, she only has like 5 slots open. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah. So get in there before they're all swept up because
The description has her social media, so you can contact her on there.
exactly. Go DM her on Instagram or Discord, anything. But if you want yourself a drawing from one of the art friends, an art from a
Yeah.
friend,
Art
go
from
get
a
one.
friend.
Go get yourself one. But that being said, Beanut, take it away.
Okay, I've been practicing this for a long time, but here's the outro ballad. Art friends.
Can we use that as our theme music?
Can
Yes.
we? Please.
Yes.
Coda, put that at the beginning of the episode. You better. We'll finally have.
You'll
intro
have your
music.
intro music that you wanted so
And
badly.
next episode, it's like an epic Marvel style orchestral cover.
Art friends.
This is great.
You should, Coda. You should animate someone just like cringily like smiling and putting their thumbs up.
Yes. Like first just
Oh.
putting their lungs into whatever instrument you're using, and then saying the Art Friends thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like sweating profusely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking very uncomfortable.
This is perfect.
All right, that being said, everybody who's listening, thank you for listening. If you're listening on Spotify, we have a YouTube. If you're listening on YouTube, we have a Spotify. If you're listening on either, we have an Instagram.
Yeah.
At artfriends_cast. Make sure to go check us out.
I endorse this.
You endorse that we have one, or you endorse that you
I just
endorse our
endorse it.
product?
No, I just endorse
You
it.
just- It?
Yeah, just it.
All right.
Just it.
Can
Again.
that be like a green screen meme where you like you put your voice saying, "I endorse this" after
Yeah,
everything.
Exactly.
Yes.
That never goes badly ever.
My name is Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on. Same energy.
My name is Beanut Butter, and I endorse this.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully in the next episode.
Yeah.
Have a good one. Thank you again, Beanut.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Peanut Butter.
Okay, I'm never coming back. They threatened my family.
We hired to Duolingo owl.
Yeah, exactly.
They hired the Duolingo owl, and I only spoke Canadian.
Exactly.
The sentence "I only spoke Canadian" is so funny to me.